Hey guys, in this video, let us discuss the interview questions related to collections framework. These are the questions that we will discuss now. What is collection framework? What are the interfaces and classes in collection framework? What is a list and set? The difference between them. The difference between an array and collection. What are the implementation classes for list and set? The difference between array list, linked list and vector. The difference between hash set, linked hash set and tree set. When to use what collection. How does set prevents duplicates. How to sort the elements in a collection. What is a map. The difference between hash map, linked hash map and tree map. How to create a read-only list. How can you make a thread-safe list. Okay, now to start with, first let us see the explanation for each and every question. And we will also discuss which data structure has to be used in a particular use case. Okay, let us go into the question. What is collection framework in Java? Java collections framework is a set of classes and interfaces from java.util package. These classes and interfaces help to work with collection data structures. That is, we will be working with the collection of objects. Here the collection of objects or the group of objects will be considered as one single unit. Again, with the help of these classes and interfaces, we can perform certain computations like searching and sorting on objects. Few common collection classes that we use very often are array list, tree set, linked list. This collection framework also has a list of interfaces like list, set, queue and dequeue. Next, what are the interfaces in collection framework? The top level interface in collection framework is collection. Under collection, you have list, set and also queue and dequeue. The most commonly used collection interfaces are set and list. Under set, you are having sorted set. Whenever you want to have a sorted collection, you need to use the sorted set. Let me move on to the next question. What is the difference between an array and a collection? Array is of fixed size, but collection is flexible. In case of collections, there are many implementations available like list or set or queue or dequeue. In case of array, once you have created the array means you cannot change the size and you cannot add or remove elements. Let me explain this with an example. I am creating a string array. String names equal to new. Only when I give new keyword, the memory is getting allocated. String of 5. It means the size of array is 5. You cannot add or remove elements to this array. Now let me come to the collection part. Let us take the implementation of list. So let me write list of string. It means this collection is going to have string elements. Names equal to new array list. I am using the implementation class array list. Round bracket. In this case, I have not specified any size. If you don't give any size, the size will be 0. If you are giving the size, a specific size like 3, the size will be 3. Now, whenever I am adding elements to this array list, the size will increase. When I am removing the elements from the array list, the size will shrink. So, collection is flexible. Now, coming to the next point, in case of array, searching and sorting is very complex. Meaning to say that you need to write the algorithm for searching and sorting. In case of collection, there are many methods which are available to perform sort and search operations. So this is the difference between array and collection. The next question. Here we are going to talk about the interface list. What is list? List is an interface and it extends collection interface. So the top level interface is collection, below which I am having list interface. List is an ordered collection. It accepts duplicates. List allows positional access of the elements. Meaning to say that I can access the element by specifying the index. The concrete implementations of list are array list, linked list and vector. To make it very clear, these concrete implementations of list behave like a dynamic array. The next question, what is an array list? An array list is a flexible array, meaning to say that whenever I am adding elements to the array list, it will expand. If I am removing the elements from the array list, it will shrink. The array list is ordered by index, so it is similar to an array only. You can also get the value of an array list using index. It is just similar to an array. Say for example, I am having an array list which is having 5 elements A, B, C, D. If I want to retrieve C, then I can retrieve it using the position 0, 1, 2. That is index 2. I can call it using get of 2. Array list also accepts duplicates. Now let us see when to use array list. Assume you are having a use case where your collection of objects is having names that are repetitive and it has to be in an ordered manner. You can use array list. Array list also can be used for faster retrieval because we are retrieving it by position, that is by index. Next is linked list. What is a linked list? Linked list is ordered by insertion. It is doubly linked to each other. That is, each node points to the next node by a pointer. This linked list implements both a list and queue interface. It also implements DQ interface. Elements can be added either to the first of the collection or to the end of the collection. As we know that linked list is implementing queue and DQ interface, you can create different types of combinations, like you can create a stack, or you can create a queue, first in first out. You can create last in first out, first in last out. So you can come up with different combinations, or you can make it behave like a simple list. When should you use linked list? Assume you are having a use case where the collection of objects is having duplicates and it has to be ordered. In that case, you need to use linked list. Use linked list for faster insertion. So there will be a confusion when to use array list and when to use linked list. Always use linked list for faster insertion because you are either going to add it to the first or you can add it to the last. In case of array list, you need to give by position. So that is the difference between a linked list and array list. Array list can be used for faster retrieval. Linked list can be used for faster insertion. Now let us see the difference between array list and vector. What is vector? Vector is a legacy class. Nowadays we are not using vector. We are working only with array list. That is why I have not given that particular question. But we need to understand the difference between array list and vector. Both vector and array list are dynamic arrays. Whenever you are adding elements, it will expand, and when you are removing the elements, it will shrink. Both of them are ordered by index. In case of array list, the methods are not synchronized. In case of vector, the methods are synchronized. So array list will be obviously faster. Vector will be slow. Because the methods are not synchronized, you cannot use array list for a multi-threading application. In case of vector, the methods are synchronized, so it is a thread-safe collection, meaning to say that you can use it for multi-threaded applications. Whenever you are increasing the size of the array list, it is increased by 50% of the total array size. In case of vector, whenever you are increasing the size of vector, it will automatically double it by the size that is already there. So these are few differences between array list and vector. Now let us see the difference between array list and linked list. Array list is a dynamic array. When you add elements, it will expand. When you remove elements, it will shrink. Linked list is also a dynamic array. When you add elements, it will expand. When you remove elements, it will shrink. But here it is a doubly linked list. Each node is connected to the next node by using a pointer. In case of array list, it is ordered by index. In case of linked list, it is ordered by insertion. Array list can be used for faster retrieval because we are going to retrieve it by index. Linked list supports faster insertion and faster manipulation. Array list takes less memory overhead because it stores only the object. Linked list takes more memory overhead because it stores the object and the address of that object. With linked list you can perform different operations. That is, you can make it behave like a list or like a stack or like a queue, and you can perform first in first out, last in first out operations. How to iterate a list? Using for each, using iterator, using list iterator. In case of list iterator, you can iterate both in forward and backward direction. What is the difference between iterator and list iterator? Iterator traverses the element only in forward direction. List iterator traverses the elements in both the directions. That is, if I am having a list of 1000 elements, in case of iterator, I have to start from the first element and move to the 1000th element. In case of list iterator, I can start from first and move to 1000, or I can start from the 1000th element and move to the first element, that is backward, or I can start from the 500th element and move to the 1000th element. So, whenever you want to do a dynamic search starting from a particular index, you can use list iterator. Iterator can be used with list and set. List iterator can be used only with list. In case of iterator, when you are traversing through the elements of the list, if you want to remove a particular element in the list, that is possible. In case of list iterator, when you are traversing through the elements of the list, that is, when you are going through the elements of the list, if you want to add a particular element to a list, or if you want to remove a particular element from the list, that is possible. So these are the differences between iterator and list iterator. Iterator forward direction, list iterator both forward and backward direction. Iterator with list and set, list iterator only with list. Iterator can perform only remove operation. List iterator can perform add, remove and set operation. What is set? Converting a list into set. In that case, the duplicates will be removed. Next, is it possible to create a read-only list? Yes. Using the method collections.unmodifiable list. Let me explain it with a simple example. I have created initially a list which is of type integer. List my number equal to new array list. To this I am adding 2 elements. Add 2, add 3. Now the size of my array list is 2. From this list, I want to create an unmodifiable list. So, the syntax is collections.unmodifiable list by passing the list name. The list name is my number. The resultant list that we are getting, here in this case it is new list. This becomes a read-only list. You cannot call add, remove or set methods on this particular new list. This is a read-only list. My number is a normal list, new list is a read-only list. If you are trying to call these methods on this new list, it will throw unsupported operation exception. So as simple as it is, I am having a normal list. I want to create a read-only list from that one, means I need to call the method collections.unmodifiable list, where collections is a class, unmodifiable list is a static method. Next, let us move on to set. What is a set? Set is an interface and it extends collection interface. Set does not accept duplicates. Set has got 3 types of collections: unordered, ordered and sorted collection. What is the difference between unordered, ordered and sorted collection? Unordered means there is no order at all. Whenever we want to get into the bus in a bus stop, we just run and catch the bus. We are not bothered about the queue or anything. So that is called as unordered. Ordered means we stand in a queue to take a movie ticket. So that is an ordered collection. Sorted means when you are going and standing in a line in your college or in, they are asking you to stand in an alphabetical order or based on your height. So that is sorted collection. Unordered means no order at all. Ordered collection means ordered by index or ordered by insertion. Sorted collection means it is already ordered. Here it is ordered in alphabetical order or in numerical order or by any custom order. Set uses a strong contract of hash code and equals. This is to prevent duplicates. What are the concrete implementations of set? Concrete means the proper implementations without any abstract methods. Hash set, linked hash set, tree set. In this case, hash set is an unordered collection. Linked hash set is ordered by insertion. The moment you see linked, you must understand that it is doubly linked to each other. Tree set is a sorted collection. Tree set is also implementing one other interface called a sorted set interface. Now let us see the difference between hash set, linked hash set and tree set. Hash set is an unordered collection. Then how the elements are getting added? The elements are getting added by their hash code value. Let me come to linked hash set. The elements are ordered by insertion. It is just similar to linked list. In this case, it does not accept duplicates. Tree set. Tree set is a sorted collection, meaning to say that the elements are sorted by alphabetical order or numerical order. If you are going to work with inbuilt types, inbuilt classes like string or wrapper classes, in that case the elements will be sorted in alphabetical order in case of string and numerical order in case of wrapper classes. In case of custom classes like employee or customer, to sort the elements based on a particular criteria, the first thing is to prevent duplicates, you need to override hash code and equals. To sort the elements of these custom classes, your class should work with either comparator or comparable. Next, in case of hash set, it accepts null elements. In case of linked hash set, it also accepts null elements. In case of tree set, it does not allow null elements. Why? Assume that I am having a tree set of string elements. If I add null, there is a confusion how to sort this null together with the string objects. So that is why tree set does not allow null elements. If you are adding null elements, you will get null pointer exception. Tree set also will not allow non-compatible elements. If you are working with generics, none of the classes will allow non-compatible elements. That is, if I am creating a set of string, I can add only string elements. If I am creating a set of customer, I can add only customer objects. If I am creating a set of integer, I can add only integer objects. But if I am creating a generic set without any type like string or customer or integer, in that case linked set and hash set will allow any type of object, be it string or customer or integer or order or employee. But coming to tree set, even in this case, it will not allow you to add non-compatible elements. If you are adding string, you should add only string. If you are adding customer objects, you should add only customer objects. Okay. The next point. In case of hash set, the methods are not synchronized. That is, it is not a thread safe collection. In case of linked hash set also, the methods are not synchronized. Same is the case with tree set. Next comes the iteration part. When you are trying to iterate the elements in hash set, you cannot guarantee in which order the elements will be retrieved. The reason being, the elements are added as per the hash code value. So the output will be in the order of the hash code value only. In case of linked hash set, when you iterate the elements, the iteration order will be in the order in which you have inserted the objects. In case of tree set, the iteration order will be a sorted output. That is by natural ordering in alphabetical order or in numerical order or by the custom order that you have given using a comparator or comparable. Okay, next. Hash set is faster because it is an unordered collection. The elements will be added based on the hash code value, so it will be added very fast. In case of tree set, it will be very slow. The reason being, every time it has to compare with the next element, first it has to be sorted out and then only the elements will be added to the tree set. So it is slower. Next question. How does set prevent duplicates? Using hash code and equals method. In case of user defined classes, that is, if you are adding customer or employee or order objects to a set, in that manner, if you want to prevent duplicates, if you want to specify that the two objects are same, then you need to override the hash code and equals method. you need to specify with which property you are deciding the duplicate. Say for example, if I am having a customer class with name, customer ID and city, if I am trying to add customer objects to the set, now how will I decide on the duplicates? If the name, ID and city are same, then it is a duplicate customer object. So that criteria should be established in both equals and hashcode method. When you are overriding equals, it is always mandatory that you need to override hashcode also. What is the use of hashcode and equals? Hashcode and equals are used to check the equality of two objects. Assume I am having a customer object having name, ID and city. When I am creating a customer object, my criteria is if the name and ID are same, they are same objects, similar objects. So how to achieve that? You need to override hashcode and equals in your customer class, and then in the equals method, you need to check if the name and ID are same, they are same objects. We don't have to do a check on city. The moment you are overriding equals, it is mandatory that you need to override hashcode method also. In the hashcode method, you need to write the algorithm where you have to include only name and ID. You should not include city. Only then the contract will be satisfied. So always remember, hashcode and equals are contract methods. They should be implemented together. How to sort the elements in a collection? If you want to go in for a sorted collection, you can use tree set. But the problem with set is it does not accept duplicates. What if there is a scenario I am having a list of objects, I want to sort the elements? It can be done using comparable and comparator. In case of comparable, you will get only single sort sequence. In this case, you need to make the class implement comparable. Say for example, I am having mobile class with brand, model and price. My class should implement comparable. We need to override the compare to method from comparable and specify the property with which you want to sort the elements. Whether you want to sort the mobile objects by brand or model or price. So that implementation should be given in compare to method. Because you can compare only one single property, you can have only single sort sequence. Once you have completed this, you need to call collections.sort method. Collections is a class from collections framework. In collections.sort method, when you pass the list, automatically it will give you a sorted mobile objects based on a particular property. This comparable is from java.lang package. Next, coming to comparator. In case of comparator, create a class that implements comparator. You need to override compare method and again identify the property with which you want to sort the elements, sort the mobile objects either by brand or model or price. In this case, you will get multiple sort sequence. How? If I want to sort by brand, I have to create a separate class that implements comparator, override compare method, sort by brand. If I want to sort by model, create a separate class for model, implement comparator, override compare method and sort by model. Similarly, if I want to sort by price, create a separate class that implements comparator, override compare method and compare the elements by price. Once you have done this, you are having three different classes. Now you can call collections.sort method by passing the object of any of these classes. So in this case, you will be getting multiple sort sequence. This comparator is from java.util package. So this is how you sort the elements in a collection. Next, what is a map? Map is an interface. It stores the elements as a key value pair. Whenever you want to store objects with keys and values, then you can use a map. Map is used as an object that maps the keys to the appropriate values. When I want to retrieve the value, I can call it by the key. The keys are always unique. The values can be anything. The values can be objects or it can be null. These are the implementation classes under map interface: hash map, linked hash map, tree map and concurrent hash map. Now let us see the difference between hash map, linked hash map and tree map. Because these are concrete implementations of map interface, They are all key value pairs. Let us first start with hash map. In case of hash map, the elements are added based on the hash code values of the keys. So you can never predict the order of the elements when you are trying to iterate it. Coming to linked hash map, the elements are added as per the insertion order of the keys. In case of tree map, the keys are sorted either in alphabetical order or in numerical order or in custom order. Based on the sorted keys, the elements will be added. Next, hash map accepts one null key. Linked hash map also accepts one null key. Tree map does not accept null key. In case of hash map, linked hash map and tree map, the values can be null. Now if you try to compare this with hash set, there may be questions like what is the difference between hash map and hash set. In case of hash map, the keys are added as per the hash code value. In case of hash set, the elements are added as per the hash code value. In case of hash map, it accepts both null key and null value. In case of hash set, it accepts null value. It is implementing set interface, this is implementing map interface. Now coming to linked hash map and linked hash set. In case of linked hash map, the elements are added as per the insertion order of the keys. In case of linked hash set, the elements are added by the insertion order. In this case also, linked hash set accepts null values. Linked hash map also accepts null key and null value. Coming to tree map. In case of tree map, the keys are sorted either in alphabetical order, numerical order or a custom order. Same is the case with tree set. The elements are sorted either in alphabetical order, numerical order or custom order. Next question. What is concurrent hash map? Concurrent hash map is an implementation of concurrent map. If you see here, under map interface we have concurrent map interface, which is a sub interface. Concurrent hash map is an implementation of concurrent map. This concurrent hash map supports concurrent operations. That is, at the same time you can perform read and write operation. So you can use it for multi-threading applications or multi-threaded applications. Concurrent hash map does not accept null key and null value. It will allow you to modify the map during iteration. Whenever you are performing put or get operation, put is to add elements to the map, get is to retrieve elements from the map. It will not lock the whole map itself. It will lock only a part of the map for reading or writing operation. So, concurrent hash map can be used for multi-threaded applications. Is it possible to create a synchronized collection? Yes. These are the methods with the help of which you can create synchronized collection. By default, all the implementation classes of list and set are not thread safe. That is, the methods in these collections are not synchronized. So to create a synchronized list or a synchronized set or synchronized map, you need to use the appropriate methods. So to create a synchronized list, use the method collections.synchronizedList by passing a non-thread safe myList. It will be converted into a thread safe new list. By passing a non-thread safe mySet inside a synchronized set method, it will be converted into a thread safe new set collection. Similarly, for map also, so this is going to be your map. When you pass a non-thread safe map, it will be converted into a synchronized map, that is a thread safe collection. What is the difference between collection and collections? Collection is an interface. It is the top level interface. It provides the functionalities that is needed for the data structures like list, set, queue and dequeue. Collections. Collections is a class. This class has static methods with the help of which you can perform operations like sort, search, reverse and shuffle. Also, with the help of this collections class, you can create readable, empty or thread safe collections. So these are the interview questions for collection framework that are usually asked for freshers. Together with that, let us also discuss about the use cases. Let us discuss few use cases related to collection. We need to identify the appropriate data structure for every use case. I have a list of employee names. Which data structure is the right choice for faster insertion? When you say employee names, there may be duplicates. So you need to go in for an implementation of list. Faster insertion means obviously it has to be linked list. Next, I am getting a list of mobile objects from the database. Which data structure is the right choice for faster retrieval? We have already learned that for faster retrieval, array list is always a better choice because you can retrieve the elements based on index. Next question. I have a list of employee IDs. Suggest the right data structure to store the IDs in a sorted fashion. When you say employee IDs, there are no duplicates. They are unique elements. So the right data structure that you can use is set. Because it has to be in a sorted fashion, you can use tree set. Next, I want to store the reviews. Sometimes there may be nil reviews from different customers and it has to be faster. Suggest a correct data structure. When you say reviews from customers, they are unique. So you need to go in for an implementation of set. Because it has to be faster, we need to choose hash set. Obviously, it is going to be an unordered collection. Next, I have a list of usernames which are unique. I want to add them in alphabetical order to a data structure. Suggest me the right choice. The username should be unique, so we can go in for an implementation of set. It has to be in alphabetical order, so obviously we need to go in for a sorted implementation, that is tree set. I have a list of mobile objects with name, brand and price. If the name and brand are same, they are similar objects. How to add them to a set? You all know that set does not accept duplicates. To identify whether the mobile object is the same or not, we need to check for name and brand. So for that purpose, you have to override hash code and equals in mobile class and check for the property name and brand. If they are same, it means they are similar objects. Based on that, the duplicates will be avoided while you are adding mobile objects to a set. Next, I want to store the employee name and employee ID together, where the employee ID is unique and should be stored in ascending order. Suggest a data structure. When you say that you want to store two values together, then you can go in for a map, an implementation of map. Here the employee ID is unique, so obviously it has to be the key and it should be stored in ascending order. You have to go in for a sorted implementation, that is tree map. Next, I am having a list of 1000 employees. I want to get the list of employees belonging to a particular city. But I want to start the search from 501 employee. That is, I want to start from the middle. How to achieve this? You can use list iterator. Next, I am having a list of mobile objects stored in an array list. I want to sort them based on the property model. How can I achieve this? You can sort the elements by two ways, that is using comparable and by using comparator. By using comparable, you should make the mobile class implement comparable, override compare_to method where you will check for the property model. Then call collections.sort method to sort the mobile objects by model. Similarly, using comparator, create a separate class that implements comparator. Override compare method to compare the model property. Call collections.sort method. So this is not arrays.sort, this should be collections.sort method with this object to sort the mobile objects by model. So these are few questions you may get in your interviews in which they will talk about a use case and will ask you which data structure that you have to use. You must be in a position to understand the question and based on the question you need to answer it. That's it. Thank you.